Dell asked me to jump on here tonight and talk about mindset. My mindset and my mentality whenever basically I went from hitting the promoter button to becoming a millionaire. Okay. And I'm going to take you back to those days, and I'm going to talk you through what that looks like and what it took, because I firmly believe with every ounce of my body that anyone can be a millionaire. I believe that in this industry, in a different industry, I believe that anybody can generate $1 million. It's all about your mind, and it goes even deeper than that. It's not just your mindset, it's got to be your mentality. Okay. So whenever I joined this, I needed this like I needed air to breathe. I had lost my job. I didn't have a plan B. And I know some of you, maybe you have a plan B, but you've got to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? Okay. What are you doing with, for me, I looked myself in the mirror and I knew I could pay my bills with my daycare, and I knew that it was destroying my mental health, and I knew I had to close it down as fast as I could, as quick as I could. I had to get out of that situation. So did I have something secure? Did I have something that would pay my bills? Absolutely. But that's not why I was losing sleep at night. I was losing sleep at night because I knew that I was made to do something way more than just get by. I knew I was made to do something to get ahead. And it's so crazy. Even today driving, I was thinking about it. I was like, basically, anybody that wants to make $1 million needs to pick something and teach a lot of people a skill set. I was just like, I love money. I do. I'm very honest about that. I love money. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I saw my parents struggle a lot. And so I used to fear money. Now I look at it as, how do you generate it? Like, people are paying for something every single day. How can you generate it? And we have that already done for us. We don't have to come up with the business plan. We don't have to come up with a product. We don't have to come up with any of that. We literally have to come up with one thing, and that's our mentality. My mentality was do or die. My mentality was get the fuck out of my way. I need this for my children. And I need you to understand that your mindset and your mentality are different. Your mindset is what you think. There's a bug, sorry. Your mentality is what you do with your thoughts. So my mindset wasn't just like, I need this. It was my mentality. My mentality was, I will fucking stop at nothing. I will sleep less. I will eat less. I will miss dinners. I will sacrifice. I will do whatever. And hear me out. I've been here and I've made a lot of money. Okay. I don't work my business with that same mentality. I've gotten my ship sailing. I've gotten my airplane off the ground. I still work. I still enroll people. I still train people. But now I don't have that. I have it in a different manner. And here's why I'm telling you that. Because I don't ever want to look at someone and be like, you need this mentality of do or fucking die for the next 20 years. Because you're going to get tired and you're going to get burnt out. But what I will tell you is you need that mentality long enough to figure out that this is real, to figure out that this is actually a profession that can pay you multiple figures every single Tuesday, and that you can make this whatever the fuck you want to make it. Okay. That's how long you need to have that mentality for. You need to have that vision. My vision, my mission has never changed. The way I work my business has changed because I have to serve 21,000 people on my team, right? It changes. My mentality is not, I've got to go find 1 million people, because I wouldn't be able to serve 1 million people, right? It just shifts. But so many people get focused on their mindset, okay? So once you get your mindset in place, then you got to get your mentality in place. So let's back it up. Your mindset is the number one most important thing. And I know that some of you probably hear me and you think like you sound like Mr. Rogers, or like Jesus loves the little children, right? Like you could say it in your sleep. I get it. But so many of you mind fuck yourself. I know. I've seen it. I've had conversations with Dell. not out of gossip, out of how do I get someone past this point? And I'm going to tell you that as a leader, it is one of the hardest things ever. It is to watch somebody mind fuck themselves out of their goals. I had this conversation. Oh, I'll just say it. I don't think she cares. It was with Laurel. Laurel's had put on, she's like, I had asked, what is your most unrealistic fear? And mine is that my blood sugar is going to drop and I'm going to pass out. So I carry snacks with me at all times, even applesauce. I don't know. I'm really fucking weird. Okay. So Laurel's was that she's basically like, when is she going to strike out? And when is she going to drop the ball? And it's so crazy because I used to have that exact same mindset. And I would tell Jay, you know, things were going great and I was hitting these goals and this and that. And I would look at him and I'm like, yeah, but when am I not? Like, when am I going to strike out? When am I not going to hit? And the reality is I did strike out, and you will strike out. That's part of it. And you've got to toughen and callous yourself enough to know that this is not, you know, the cheerleading squad where you make it or you don't. This is, I view it as like Dallas Cowboy cheerleading tryouts, where every fucking day is a tryout. You mess up too bad in a game and you gone, right? That's your mindset. Your mindset, you've got to have such a hold of it that you have it and make it your bitch every single day. You've also got to know what your weakness is in your mindset. Okay, so let's talk about bulletproofing your mind. Bulletproofing your mind does not mean that you are so tough that shit doesn't happen or that you don't have feelings, okay? Bulletproofing your mind means you know what is coming at you. What is, for instance, if a bank is bulletproofing something, it is probably so a car can't drive through the front and load it up with money and leave, right? If the president's car is bulletproofed, it is because someone may shoot at it. Things are bulletproof based upon what it would look like to tear that entity down, okay? Homes, I wouldn't really say bulletproof, but it may be like, you know, hurricane proof. So whenever you are proofing your mind, bulletproof, like whatever you want to call it, however you want to envision it, you have to know what tears you down. Does comparison tear you down? Does fear of failure tear you down? Does fear of success tear you down? And here's why. Okay, sorry, I have a lot to say and literally I have no notes. Okay, this is me just high on life. Okay, so you have to know what will tear you down and you have to prep for it. And damn it, see, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh shit. Okay, hold on.
You were talking about how everything, other entities bulletproof themselves, and so you need to do
okay, so you have to be emotionally intelligent. Okay, thank you, Del. You have to be emotionally intelligent. Okay, so this all goes in line. So you got your mindset, you've got it bulletproofed, and now you've got to have your emotional intelligence in place. Okay, so let me walk you through this. Your mindset is, I fucking love network marketing. This is great. You know, a bad paycheck fucks with your mojo. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt are you a good leader? It makes you doubt this industry. You know, a bad paycheck can just now I forgot my next thing. What was it again, Del? See, I am such a squirrel.
You were saying how you were going from mindset to bulletproof to down where somebody caught it. I know they did. Mindset to bulletproof
emotional intelligence. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. This is why I did not do good as a teacher. I was really good with the behavior kids. That was it. Okay. So now you are like, fuck, I have a bad paycheck. Okay. Now comes in your emotional intelligence. You have to know that that paycheck cannot make you or break you. You have to know that if you are out there buying a Lamborghini with your biggest paycheck, you are in for a rude awakening. This is my magic saying is I never make a decision on my best paycheck and I never make a decision on my worst paycheck. Why? Because it would be emotionally driven. I have to be smart enough to detach myself from that moment. I mean, I've gotten a $60,000 paycheck for the week before. That's fucking mind blowing. I could have gone and bought a boat. I could have gone and bought a rental. Like I could have done so much with it, but I already had my goals in line, and I was emotionally intelligent and in check. Same. Fast forward a little bit later. Sorry, y'all already know my internet sucks. Sorry. I froze in the middle of praying earlier. Okay. So damn it. Like I swear to God, I'm on such a high, but I keep losing my train of thought.
You were saying how
Okay, I know. See? Okay. Fast forward to that same year, I had a paycheck that was a couple of thousands of dollars. I couldn't quit then. I know what it tastes like to have a paycheck that is the other, right? So you have to get your mindset in check. So first of all, you got to wake up and you got to feed and water your brain every single day. How are you doing that? What are you entertaining? What thoughts are you letting creep into your head? Literally, your mindset is how are you taking care of your brain? The same way I would ask you, what fuel are you putting in your body? What are you eating? What are you doing for exercise? Blah, 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 blah. What are you doing for your mind? What are you feeding your mind? Okay. Then you have to bulletproof things that you already know are going to come at you. You already know you don't like to get ghosted. Dang it, my thing's freezing. Hold on. Is it back? You already know maybe you don't like to get ghosted. You already know. I'm going to take this into the other room. Sorry. I'm going to take my computer into the other room. I don't have a ring light in my face, but it'll be fine. Hold on. So I just have to do this meeting out here because the internet's cutting out so bad. Okay. Well, we're talking. Okay. Well, I'm just letting you know. Okay. So once you already know what's going to trigger you, then it's like, okay, like if you know that that's going to make you go off the deep end, you're prepared for it. You cannot plan, you cannot prepare for everything and predict everything, but you can plan for it. Okay. What triggers you? Does a team member quitting trigger you? Does losing rank trigger you? What triggers you in your business to feel like to get in your own way and to get in your own head? You should know those things and write those things down. I can tell you right now that we all have something. Okay. Then comes into, okay, I'm going to bulletproof my mind. I know that this happens. I already am protecting my mind from it. It doesn't mean you ignore it. It doesn't mean you don't process emotions. It means you're smarter than your emotions. I'm smarter than knowing. It's so funny. I was telling Candace this earlier. This lady called me today and she's like, I don't want to sell anything. I want to buy capsules. This is the same lady that 3 years ago quit on me and I bawled because she was my 4K. And I know some of you, maybe you're not 4K yet, right? I get it. I thought that this lady was my ticket to the Millionaires Club and she quit on me. And here we are 3 years later, and now she's signing up to be a customer. One person will not make or break you. One bad check will not make you or break you. Your mind will. Period. End of story. So you got to get your mindset right. What are you feeding it every single day? You have to bulletproof your mind. So you have to know your triggers. You have to be smart enough to say, I already know these things are hard for me. And you have to know how you're going to react to those things when you're not, sorry, I thought my dog was in the old putty. Whenever you're not in the moment. Okay. So you already know when you have a low check. Like I know when my checks are going to be low. Why? Because there's probably not an auto ship on it that day, or sales were down. Okay. I also know what it feels like to make my check go right back up. It can. This is not a everything is crashing and everything is burning industry. This is a sales industry. Things will go up, things will go down. Okay. So I know that is very temporary. And I know that my actions, if I don't like it, have got to be in line with someone who's intelligent, that maybe I assess, do I need to do an opportunity live event? Do I need to do some follow-ups? Do I need to go create a couple of reels? You can always do something for your business where you are moving forward and you are growing. Always, always, forever. Amen. Okay. So now we have our emotional intelligence in place. Okay. Now comes our mentality. How are you going to get up and literally grab your business by the balls every single day and go after your goals? Maybe your goal is just to swipe your card and buy groceries and not have to check your bank account. Awesome. That's a great goal. Maybe your goal is just to put gas in your car. Maybe your goal is that you want to become a millionaire. Regardless of your goal, whether you think it's small, whether you think it's big, you cannot get in your own way. And when you do, I will say this, and I love you. Dell knows. I told Dell the other day, she's like, should I post this? And I was like, no, it's negative. Stop. Like, I love her enough to be able to tell her that. Okay. She respects me enough not to dump all of her shit on me. Okay. It's a very mutual relationship and mutual respect. I promise you, anybody who I mentor knows not to bitch, whine, moan, or complain to me, because those are temporary feelings that we all have. It doesn't mean I don't care. It means what we give attention to grows. Okay. My mentality and my vision and my mission is so large and is so wild, and my goals are so big that I don't have time to look down to see if my shoes are untied when I trip. I don't. I keep going. There will always be things that happen in your business. There will always be unexpected things that happen in your business. But if you have your mindset, you have your bulletproof of what you know sets you off, because we all have those things. And then you use your emotional intelligence to handle anything, you're set. Now you've got to pick up your mentality. How are you working your business every single day? How are you kind of like, okay, my mindset's good and I'm going to go make a post? Or are you like, no, I will fill this tracker. I will be in the Dominican Republic. I will be a 200K. I will get the auto bonus. I will get the auto elite. I used to introduce myself as a future Lavelle millionaire, and I hadn't even made six figures yet, because I knew that the next week, whether it was a $20 paycheck or it was a $200 paycheck or it was a $20,000 paycheck, it was a little bit closer to $1 million. And I knew I wasn't going to stop. I took quitting off the table. I found something that I believe in so much that literally, like, imagine your husband, imagine your children. You love them so much, but you know there will be bad days. But would you ever just throw in the towel on them? Would you ever just be like, well, Grace, you're being an asshole today, so I'm just going to go trade you in for a new one? No. Like, you have to take all of that off the table. If you truly love something and you truly have that vision and you truly have that mission, and you know that you're here for something way greater than, oh my God, so and so didn't order. And if they did, I always say, and if they did, or so and so quit, and if they didn't, that shouldn't change how we work, right? Like, think about that. Think about that with emotional intelligence outside the heat of the moment. I have lost a $750,000 leg before. It did not deter me. What if I wouldn't have? Okay, I'd be making more money. I make a lot, right? I'm okay. I stuck with it. So many people won't even stick past someone telling them no. So many people will not even stick past a hard day. So many people will not get up when they fall down because they think that that's not part of the process. That is absolutely part of the process. You absolutely will fail. You absolutely will face rejection. You absolutely will lose a team member that you thought was your best friend that you shared a bed with on a retreat. Okay. Those things are part of it. But why are you here? What's your mentality? Are you so convicted that you won't let bullshit get in your way? Like, I promise you, nobody messages me on Tuesday and says, oh my God, my paycheck. I wish they would. They know. Because how do you make it bigger? You go and help somebody. You go serve somebody. You go change a life. There's only one way to get more out of this, and that's to serve more. That's it. That is the only way. I will tell you right now, I don't do negativity. I don't do lack-minded. And here's why: it's choice. It is a choice when you get up in the morning. Remember that first thing we talked about is your mindset. And your mindset is like a light switch to me. And it literally is going to go either on to the negative, or it's going to stay off and be, or go on to the positive and stay off and be in the negative. And I know I drive my husband crazy. He's sitting right here. He could tell you this. He will be driving and someone will cut him off and he will be like, really? And I'm like, you don't know, maybe they are on their way home from the hospital. They have been up all night with their sick wife that had twins that are in the NICU. Let the poor man cut in front of you in line. And he just looks at me and I'm like, we don't know what other people are going through. And so I choose joy. And sometimes it's hard to choose joy, right? But I choose joy and I choose my mindset every single day. And I have to check myself when I'm not. I have to be like, okay, like, no, I know I hate when I get in those funks or when I feel those ways. I don't relish in it. I don't enjoy it. I don't call Delaney and say, I'm in a shitty mood. Oh my God, you won't believe what happened. I don't do that. It's my responsibility. The other day, Jay and I were shopping. I started to have severe anxiety. I grabbed the keys. I went and sat in the car. It is nobody's job to get my mind back on track, literally to go shop, other than mine. And I did. I calmed down. I knew what I needed, right? That's my bulletproof. That's my antidote, is like, I know I had a snack. Like I told y'all, I need my snacks. I had a snack. I calmed down and I went back in and finished shopping. But you cannot shift your mentality and your mindset to somebody else and make them feel responsible for it. It is absolutely nobody else's job. It is like negativity. Here's another thing, negativity stops with you. Okay. I'm not talking about don't pass it on. I'm talking about don't you even download it into your brain. And I get it. I totally get it. I do. I used to be that person that was like, oh my God, I was like ready to take off my earrings and fight everyone. Okay. Or I was screenshotting this and screenshotting that. I don't do that anymore because it brings just chaos. It doesn't feel good. Okay. So I always say, like, if you read something negative, don't even screenshot it and download that vibe into your phone. And you damn sure better not send it to anyone. Why? Because now you've just transferred. Like, I'm not all about like manifestation, but I do believe in energy. And I believe that if you screenshot something negative, you've downloaded that energy into your phone. And then once you send it to someone, now you just put it all out into the universe. Okay. So what I encourage you to do is literally pause. I used to be the person that, like, if you said something, I was coming back with a response so fast your head would spin. Now I pause. And first of all, I usually think, well, you know what? They're probably having a bad day. This probably isn't about you, Courtney. I tell myself that a lot when someone treats me that way. I'm like, I highly doubt that the world revolves so much around me that they got up and thought I'm going to be an asshole and just ruin Courtney's day. I really doubt that that's on anyone's agenda if they're being an asshole. Maybe they're just having a crappy day, right? Or maybe it's just a bad circumstance. So I really want you to walk yourself through that. Where are you? Where are you in that continuum? Do you have your mindset in check? And it's okay if you're like, nope. I would suggest that you read I Can and I Will, or I Will and I Can, I Never Remember, by Joel Osteen. Okay. I read that book and I'm going to tell you right now, I will tell you, I am not a Joel Osteen fan. Like, oh my God, he's so great. And I was very, very hesitant to read his book, but somebody insisted. It was the first book I ever read front to back. And it really changed the way I thought, the way I treated people, and I let a lot of people treat me. One of the things he says is that someone that comes to you with negativity more than once and doesn't come to you with a solution and they just want to bleh and vent to you has no fucking respect. And as business owners, we have to have boundaries. And what I realized is I was entertaining a lot of people's problems, and those people thrived off of that drama. Maybe you're that person. Maybe I get it. I thrive off of them having a full plate. So I understand that, like, I totally get it. But stop and ask yourself, what's your purpose? Like, what's your point? Are you looking for a solution, or are you looking to bitch? Because a business owner is never looking to bitch. A business owner is looking for a solution-based conversation. They know that not everything will go perfectly, and they're looking for the best possible outcome, and they have to keep a poker face, and they have to keep a calm face in front of their team, in front of their upset customer, to move their mission forward. Okay. So if you're stuck in I don't really know how to choose joy, I feel like everything around me sucks, I'm going through one of the hardest times in my life, start with that book. I read that book, and y'all, I hate to read. I will tell you, I will say it in front of my children, I don't like to read. I mean, I'm sure you're surprised. Like, I'm reading and I'll be like, I don't even know what I'm reading because now I'm thinking about groceries or I'm thinking about this. Like, that's my brain. But I remember like getting in my love sack at my old house and sitting there and making myself read that book, and it changed the game for my mind. Okay. If you are working on bulletproofing your mind, okay, I highly suggest you look at what sets you off. Okay, does rejection set you off? One of the things that sets me off is money. You talk about money around me, like my husband knows. Like, let's just say the other day I was having a bad day. We were outside, and he's like, "We really need to replace these windows." And I was like, I am having a bad day. Do you know how much that will cost? We are not talking about money right now. And he's like, and I said, you need to do something that will make me like calm. And he's like, you're crazy, and walked off. But I know that that's my trigger because I know I grew up with a very poor mindset. So for me, The Illusion of Money, The Power of Broke, those books battle my personal demons. Okay. I highly encourage reading those books and working through anything that sets you off. When you're talking about your mentality, when you're like, okay, I got my mind in check. I know what sets me off. I already know what sets me off. I can predict pretty much what's going to set me off or what's going to put me on edge. Now you're ready for your mentality. I would highly suggest you reading the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Because if you ever think you're having a bad day, he will make you feel like an L7 weenie. Okay. And I mean that in the kindest way possible, because holy shit, I encourage you to listen to that book though, because he tells the story, and it is like, that man has been through some hell, and he will make you feel like the laziest. Get your ass up and get your life together. And that's what I love. I don't need someone like Rachel Hollis. Like, that's just not my jam. I need somebody that lights a fire under my ass. That book is called Can't Hurt Me. It's by David Goggins, and he is a Navy SEAL. Holy shit, he's amazing. So knowing where you are in that continuum is very important. I do not expect you to get off of this call and be like, okay, she said to make my business my beep, and everything's great. That's not how this works. This is development. This is self-development with a paycheck. Okay. I want you to get off this call and go, oh, I'm negative. Do you know that we all default to negativity? I remember it was about 3 years ago. I made this post in the team page, and it was if you could go back and relive one day, what would it be? Hundreds of people responded, and everyone was like, I would go do this and I would do it differently. I wish I wouldn't have done da 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 on this day. And it was like all of these negative things. One person said that they would go back and relive their best day of their life. And that is the power. Our mind defaults to like the negative. We're human. It just does. But that's why you have to be self-aware and be like, okay. Because here's the thing. I'm not telling you you're wrong if you're negative. I'm telling you, think about how freaking powerful you are if you can turn that off in your brain. That's all muffled. That's all gets in the way of your greatness. That all is darkness with your bright light bulb. Like, think about when you get a hold on that part of your brain and you can shut it down within a matter of seconds. I'm not telling you not to feel, okay? That's something that I really want to emphasize. I'm not telling you not to have feelings. I'm not telling you if your kid's sick and you're worried not to be worried. What I'm telling you is when you have a good mindset, whenever you bulletproof things that you know set you off, whenever you have a good mentality, you can handle the unexpected, and you'll be able to recognize what things are really worth your emotions and what things really won't matter 3 years from now, 1 year from now, 3 weeks from now. And you've got to be smart enough to know the difference. Okay. Your energy is your greatest currency. It is your number one currency. I promise you, I realize that more and more as I get older. And that's why literally certain people are not allowed around me. They're not allowed in my house. Okay. because my energy is my most valuable currency. And I know that when I'm around someone, they are going to either charge me because we are positives, or they are going to drain me. Okay. And I'm not perfect. I have bad days, but I'm very self aware of what is just like sucking the life out of me. And so when you get off this call, I want you to think about where you're at. Where are you at in this continuum? Where's your mind? Is your mind in check? Are you like, okay, I think like I have a good routine down. I know I'm growing in my positivity. Now I need to go and bulletproof. I need to figure out what makes me go backwards. What knocks me off my game, okay? Write those things down. Identify those. Those should be, you should know those things just like somebody could tell you if they have an allergy, right? Like if you have an allergy to peanuts, if you have an allergy to eggs, like that is how you should know what sets you off, what sets you off of your mental game. It should be that clear to you. Then you've got to go and you've got to take that mentality. You've got to take that mentality. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to strike out. You will. You will. You'll strike out. You'll have a shitty month. It's temporary. Are you willing to make it through the hard to get to the really, really great? Are you willing to make it through the obstacles? Are you literally gonna like throw your hands off the wheel and let your, car flip completely off the path? You have to decide that for yourself, and that comes down to your mentality. What do you want from this? How bad do you want this? I will say it again. I believe that everyone can walk across that stage and get that millionaire sign. People are on their way, and people will stop before they ever make it. Those are the three different types of people. That's it. Everybody has access to those things. Everybody has access to that success. But some people have gotten their sign. Some people are on their way to get their sign, and some people will completely turn their car around and go somewhere else. And that's your mentality. I want this so bad, nothing can throw me off track. Nothing can throw me off track. I have everything I need. I know what sets me off. I am self aware, and I choose positivity every single day, even when it's hard. I know when to cry. I know when to grab my tissues. I know when to pull my big girl panties up and be like, okay, I know how real this is. I know how real this is. I know what it feels like to. Here's the thing that I need you to understand. I didn't realize this was real because I got a $60,000 paycheck. I realized this was real, and then I had those successes. Okay. I realized this was real one December. I was at a conference. I looked around the room and I thought, holy crap, there are so many millionaires in this room that are from this industry with companies I've never even heard of. This is real. Why am I making this out to be a joke? And why am I half-assing this? Okay. The two most important days in your business are the day you join and the day you decide to go all in. You have to decide to go all in. You literally have to talk to yourself. Crash the Chatterbox. Crash the Chatterbox is another really good book. You have to literally, I want you to think like if someone walked by you on the street and they were like, you're ugly. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to fight them, but you literally have to like crash that Chatterbox, like, shut up and just keep going. That's what you have to tell yourself. Shut up. Shut up, Court. We got this. Stop. Don't look over there. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to take your eyes off the road of where you're going, or you will crash. You will. I don't know if y'all have any questions. That's all that was in my brain that I wanted to share. Del, do y'all have any questions?
I have a couple of things I wanted to say too while you were talking. I was like, that's so true. So when I first got started, you guys, there was nothing, there was no inclination that I was going to have success or blow up the way that our organization did. And one thing, like Courtney said, like you have to recognize your triggers and recognize negativity and stop it. And Dylan actually, like we've talked about it since, Dylan constantly in the beginning of this business would be like, are you sure this is like legit though? Like, great, you got a fat paycheck today, but like, is this really going to be like long term, or like what if this doesn't work out, or constantly like worrying and doubt. And not one single time did I sit there and go and feed into it and say, well, you know what, you're right. Or, I just knew that there was no, it was happening, right? I had my eye on the prize, and I just knew, and I was not going to let anybody's doubt or opinion shake me off of that course. Now, something that, Courtney also said is like with your triggers, my trigger, I know it's not my paycheck. If I have a low paycheck, I have a very like, it's okay because I've seen it go like this, right? It's never always consistent. My trigger is I will have a month where I enroll 30 people. And then I have a month like this month, I haven't enrolled anybody and we're 23 days in. That is my trigger because I instantly go to, oh my God, what if like I've soaked up everything that's out there for me? And what if like it was all just like a lot of luck in the beginning? Or what if I'm like repelling people with my content? And I will start just driving myself insane. But I've just learned because I've experienced those same thoughts and they're never true. I always come out of it. I will have a day, it could happen tomorrow, and I get 3 people in my inbox that go, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I want to do this, right? Instantly, you guys go back to that feeling when you do enroll somebody. When you enroll somebody and you get that high and you're like, I'm the fucking man, right? It's like when you're hot at the blackjack table and you don't want to stop because they just keep coming in. But it's because it's so true. You're feeding into either negativity and this doubt and this scarcity mindset, or are you feeding into, holy shit, I just enrolled 3 people, like who's next? When I get back into that mindset, it is a shift, and then boom, things just start to like come and gravitate naturally. So it's just so true. That was a lot of what I took away from that. So does anybody else have like questions or comments? Courtney, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Like we
So
are so
welcome.
lucky to have you do that.
You're so
'Cause
welcome. And it's all about conviction, like your conviction. Jay doubted me. And I remember I made a post about it a couple of days ago. He was like, oh, what did you do? You made $400. You worked 40 hours a week, 4 weeks this month. And I knew he didn't understand the power of network marketing. And I respected him enough, and he respected me enough that I still went for it. And I'm the type of person where if you tell me I can't, I'm going to make sure everybody knows I can. And so maybe you're not like that with your husband. That's how I am. But he also would never disrespect me. It was more just like, are you sure? And I'm like, oh, I'm sure. Like, I knew where I was going. I didn't need him to lead the way. I just needed his love and support along the way. Um, but you've got to be the one that believes in this. You've got to be the one that's so convicted. If you're not, you're literally building on shaky ground that you don't even believe in. And your spouse has nothing to do with that. You literally need that conviction and that mentality. And that's it. That's all I got.
okay. Anybody else? While you have her on here, any questions?
Courtney, I
Nobody?
just want to say thank you so much for coming and talking about that. And there's so many, not just like my top leaders, like newbies, like there's so many people of all different ranks of the business that you're going to come into this where like you question things and your mindset can honestly like blur your vision. And that is why it's so important to like make sure that you never forget why you're doing this, because at the end of the day, like you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days. And it's like, even people like Tell and Courtney, they have it. And I think a lot of new people always think they're like, okay, well, they're doing really well. Like, they never feel these things. Like we all feel these things. And it's just, you need to know that we're all like here for you. We feel you, but it's okay to feel like that. And, from day to day, things are going to be different. But at the end of the day, if you stick with it, like I truly believe, like if the only way you truly fail is if you quit. If I would have not kept going last November when I first started and I had like a couple weeks off and I was like, like, do I really want to do this? My whole life would be different. So just don't ever give up on yourself. And when you have those bad days, just like try to reflect in. And then I love saying, not projecting negative energy, because I am the first one to do that. When I'm in a bad mood, I'll call Delaney and I'll bitch for 30 minutes. and she'll listen, and then she'll probably bitch back with me. We kind of feed off each other in that, but we need to also do better in that way too, because just like you said, it feeds into so many different aspects of not only just your business, but like your mindset in life, your perspective, everything. So I think it's so important.
Yeah. And I think the one other thing I wanted to say to you guys is be solution oriented. There is not one thing in this business that you cannot figure out or find training or find resources on. I'm never going to call Courtney and say, Courtney, it's 23 days and I haven't enrolled somebody. What's wrong? No, I know I'm fasting it. I'm not doing really well. I know that I haven't sent a follow-up in a long time. Maybe that's why. So what am I going to do? Sit there and just sulk? Or am I going to go in and message 20 people in my phone? What do you think is going to produce results and fix things? So whatever it is that you're struggling with, there is a solution. You just have to be solution oriented instead of just woe's me. Here's my problems. Tell me everything's going to be okay, because that's not somebody's job. And I would never expect her, I would never disrespect her and her energy and mentality by dumping all my shit on her. Not saying that that's what you guys are doing, but I'm just saying you can figure out things a lot more than what you're capable of, a lot more than what you do sometimes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
It's honestly very simple. It's usually your mindset. And
Yeah.
I just encourage you to start checking yourself, because that duplicates into your team, and you don't want to become a leader of 20 girls and now everyone on Tuesday is messaging you like, why wasn't my paycheck $2 higher? Or you don't, like, that is not why we're here. That is all soul sucking negativity. You want to duplicate positivity and solutions, period.
And that's on Mary Had a Motherfucking Lamb.
Had a little lamb. Right, Candace? Yes. Candace is here too, if y'all know Candace.
Yeah, hi. Why didn't you tell me you were in the area? I didn't even know. Okay, well, if anybody going once, going twice, nothing. Yay. Okay. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I'm glad it was recorded. I'll definitely get that from her and share it with, because I know we got more than 39 girls on this team. But thank you to everybody that did show up, because her time's valuable and so is yours. And I know every single one of you guys got something out of this, because I sure as hell did. Okay. Thanks, Court.
You're welcome. Bye, girls.
Bye.